Hello everybody, and today is February 29th. It's a leap year, and welcome to Enjoy the Movies, where I, Nam, put in my 2 cents about movies. So, anyway, what I want to say was I have to put up a lot more movies because I watched so many movies this week that I definitely have to get them off my plate. So, one of the movies I want to talk about is just a movie that I watched recently, only because I haven't seen it before. That's the XXX movie with Vin Diesel. And then the other 2 movies I want to talk about are also new movies coming out of theater. The only reason why I wanted to mention XXX was mostly because it's, it was there. I watched it. So the next movie I want to talk about was Jumper, and the last movie I want to talk about was Spiderwick Chronicles. Also, I might mention Snakes on a Plane, because I don't think I've talked about Snakes on a Plane in one of these reviews before. So, and I just watched that recently as well. Anyway, so let's start with XXX. XXX is this action, just heavy action movie. I want to say it's actually a cross between like James Bond, because you get the spy aspect, but you get Vin Diesel, which is like the badass of, he's like the new Arnold, except, American. So, needless to say, XXX, it had a very solid plot. There's a lot of cheesiness going on, so it seems very much like one of those cheesy spy movies. But you also get a lot of cool action scenes. So, needless to say, it's a decent movie. There's not too much depth to it, but it's rather creative in what it decided to do and use. Anyway, so XXX, I liked it. It's not too much to be talked about. It's just pretty much one of those, if you liked it, you should watch it. The thing was, I know that there's a sequel to this movie. It's called XXX State of the Union, but I've never seen that, and I heard that Vin Diesel isn't in it at all, so I don't know how that's going to work, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch it. Anyway, next, Snakes on a Plane. The only reason why I want to mention this is because there's a lot of preconception about Snakes on a Plane. I recently watched it again, so I definitely think it's worth mentioning that I feel that Snakes on a Plane is way too... the title itself just paves a way for a lot of people to discriminate against it. So a lot of people think it's either just a horror movie or an action movie, and that's how they filmed it, and everybody thought it was bad, only because some people haven't seen the movie before, or those of you who have actually genuinely think it's bad. But for me, personally, Snakes on a Plane is not a bad movie. I liked it a lot. I thought it's very funny. The reason why I say this, the beginning of the movie, they played off as a serious movie up until the snakes are released on the plane. Now, I want to say, given the situation, if you see certain people acting in that situation, I feel that Snakes on a Plane did a very good job in having these people act as though they would really act. Now, getting into that situation, as highly unlikely as it is, that's a different question, but we won't discuss that here. This is movie making. This is Hollywood, people. So, anyway, Snakes on a Plane, I liked it a lot. Definitely recommend. The only thing is, only if you like raunchy humor or stupid, ridiculous, cheesy humor. So, Snakes on a Plane, there's, a lot of memorable lines from Samuel L. Jackson, which makes the movie. Like, I seriously don't think this movie would be that good without him. I don't know for sure, but I heard rumor. I think I read somewhere, but he actually, Samuel L. Jackson was able to change the title of the movie because he thought he was being a character. He was hired for Snakes on a Plane, but when he got to the set, the script said something else. It was like, Disaster on Flight something or something like that. And he's like, okay, I thought I was filming for Snakes on a Plane, and if you don't change it back, I'm totally going to leave. So, anyway, needless to say, whether that's true or not, very interesting. Just to think, I think Samuel L. Jackson has enough pull, because I don't think there are too many other large, big-name actors in that movie. So, Snakes on a Plane. Anyway, I've been joining along too much on that one. Anyway, Jumper. Now, this is a new movie. It just came out in theaters, I don't know, a few weeks ago or so. But it's a sci-fi movie about, modern-day world where there is some power that some people get where they can just immediately teleport to wherever they want. and this kid, he uses it, what he thinks for the first time in high school to save himself from, falling through cracked ice, thin ice on a river or something. And it's pretty much a very, I feel, uncreative, writing. Like, it's very entertaining. It's very good special effects, very good fight scenes. Acting was kind of Story wasn't too solid. It seemed like they just haphazardly, like, clustered things together. But, you can't deny it. It's basically this film about people fighting and teleporting. The rest of the film pretty much revolves around this character finding himself in a world where there's actually an organization of people who want to kill these teleporters in what they call jumpers. So that's pretty much the rough plot. I want to say the one good thing about the plot was near the end there's a plot twist and all that jazz. There is something I want to mention, that there's a lot of new movies coming out, and most of these movies, their scripts seem not so great, but it seems like everybody loves all of these plot twists, and they're good, but the problem is a single plot twist isn't going to carry like the entire script. Like what I feel about The Game Plan and Jumper is that the writing was terrible, the dialogue wasn't that great, and then they throw in a plot twist, and it kind of gives it a slight redeeming factor, but it doesn't save the entire movie, So I'm feeling that they should really stop that. It's not necessary. I mean, if you're going to make a script good, you should make it good throughout, So that's that. Last movie I want to talk about today was the Spiderwick Chronicles. Spiderwick Chronicles is a fantasy movie. It's, I think, coming out at a time where a lot of fantasy movies are proliferating. And, I think it goes off of, it's similar to, I can't say Harry Potter, but I think Harry Potter is what started all the hype for all these fantasy movies. So, that, Chronicles of Narnia, and such. A lot of people thought Bridge of Terabithia was a fantasy movie, but it's not. And so anyway, Spiderwick Chronicles is about this family. Parents are divorced. Kids moving with mom to a new house. Young boy finds magical book, opens it, starts reading it, unleashes evil monsters. Pretty much that whole thing. So it's kind of like a cross between Never-Ending Story and something else where there's a lot of dangerous stuff happens in real life, blah, blah, blah. So, needless to say, the story itself, I thought was very good and very intriguing. The problem is, the acting sucked. Like, all of the actors, I mean, I understand, like, some of them are really kids. I think the only good one was the older girl. I think she's done some, I remember her face. She's definitely been in something before. I can't quite put my finger on what. But needless to say, like, the other two boys, well, the thing was it's the same kid, so he's acting as two different boys. And the mom, it just seemed off. Like, it didn't seem right. Their acting seemed kind of artificial. So there's that. But special effects were amazing and beautiful. But I don't want to blame them for being, I don't want to stereotype here, but Nickelodeon, it's a Nickelodeon movie. So I don't know what to say about that. But anyway, I won't delve too deeper because I used to like Nickelodeon as a kid and blah blah blah. They probably have money now, but anywho, so Spiderwick Chronicles. Oh yeah, so pretty much my rough sum up. XXX, I liked it, but if you're looking for a high quality movie, it's somewhere in the range. Snakes on a Plane, I give it thumbs up, only for what it tried to do and not what everybody else thought it was supposed to do, and just to go against the masses. So watch your Snakes on a Plane before you judge it. I don't care if you don't like it, just watch it first. Oh yes, and if you like perverted humor, Snakes on a Plane. Anyway, Jumper, I'm leaning towards the thumbs down. Like, it was okay, good special effects and all that fun stuff, and that's pretty much what you do to watch. That's why you watch these kind of movies. So, but it's not that great a movie. Spiderwick Chronicles, thumbs down, just because it's not that great a movie. I thought the story had potential. Like, the idea is great, but how they did it, the directing, I don't know. No. Spiderwick Chronicles. So anyway, alright, hope that was informative. Hope that helped you out. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Enjoy the movies.